Szewczaks. This is me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to the summary of Maja Szewczak Color Idea Sundays all the way from 1st of January till 4th of June. It's June already, however, I didn't do any Idea Sundays in June yet, but I will after this one. I will still do it after 11th of June. Anyways, we're going to talk about all the Idea Sundays I did from January 1st till May 28th. So let's start with January 1st. Wow, just wow. 1st of January 2023, it was already a Sunday, so that was the perfect way of starting off the year with Idea Sundays. So, going to show you it. That's the intro. It looked like this. I wanted to try a colored popcorn for my dolls. However, it didn't end up really that well. Where is that? Don't really like that. It looks kind of weird. The least favorite one that I have made for some reason. I preferred it before. I don't know what I was thinking back in that day. But yes, it was the Litchi Lolly Mallow Beach movie that I was making. And speaking of it, the week after, which is like 8th of January, I've made my most favorite notebook for dolls. So that's it, how it started off. And the finished product of it. It was both a notebook and the Litchi Lolly Mallow Beach book. So notebook, that's for my own scale of myself. There. And my private book that I've been working on. The Litchi Lolly Mallow Beach. Someone already got a copy, but hadn't given away this copy because that's the copy I'm going to keep until the movie's finished. Hopefully it will be before September, but if not, I'll let you know. So, my notebook doesn't have this at the back. But that's fine, even though the doll 1/12 scale version has it, the 1/1 scale doesn't. So, that's what I have to say about it. Then on January 15th, I've made a black Litchi Mallow Seafoam Bush backpack. So about the backpack, it started with the pink bow. Because in the Litchi Lolly Mallow Beach movie, there's pink Litchi Mallow Seafoam Bush backpacks and there's black ones. There's a yellow one that happened by accident in the part of the movie that I'm still working on. Don't want to spoil it too much for you if you hadn't seen it. No, you haven't, because I haven't released that yet. So, The backpack turned out like this. And it really fits one of my male characters that I have as a doll, Theo Sparkles. So he has this black lychee mallow seafoam bush backpack because I thought it would suit him. Okay, so the next one is a yellow theme. It was also lychee mallow theme, but it's yellow. It's not the seafoam bush clock. The flower, well, it looks like that stinking lily flower or whatever they call it. The flower that smells like dead meat. It looks like this at the start, but it's more of a daisy lychee mallow theme at the end. And it's actually a clock, so looks completely different. And then 29th of January, which was almost February, there was Danica's tea green high, so this one changed the least compared to the others because others I changed so much, but this cabochon so little. Just used it as part of the doll highs. So, but the doll house decoration there is really perfect for Danica since Danica really loves the green tea and that suits her. So that's why I did the tea green theme for her. So that's the January explained. Now we're moving on to February. Okay, get ready. I accidentally broke those cherries apart and I was thinking of ways how to use them, but then I get these at the range. So these are the bead sets. They have teapots for dolls, but I wanted to try making teapots without these beads, just using cabochons, just so I could try alternative ways of making it, even though I will still buy it at times. So it turned out so different. I still wanted the resemblance of the red cherries, so I made the burner a cherry to reflect the resemblance that completely got lost in that teapot for Astrid Fizz. Completely went away. And besides, one of my friend's granddaughter wanted this teapot, so I've used some blue cherries that didn't make it into an episode. Instead, it made it its way into the gift for one of my real life friends' granddaughter, and now it's with her, but I have my own version and she has it. So that's it with Astrid Fizz there. And wow, how fizzy is that? Then, on 12th of February, I was making a slide for dolls, and this is the flowers. They were steps to the water slide for dolls. And this is what the staircase looks like. Doesn't feel like I've used it, but I don't really mind that. It doesn't feel like I've used it, but still that's what Maja Szewczak Color Idea Sunday is all about. I really like the cabochon makeovers for that reason. However, I do not use real water for the water slide, but I can always pretend with something else. And now, I've even on 19th of February, I've also experimented with using cabochons in Astrid Fizz wig. So, it was that time when I had this really pretty electric purple marker by Deco Time. Hope you can see it not mirrored. Hopefully, maybe that's my phone. Hopefully you can see it differently, but it says electric purple. This color was so pretty on Astrid Fizz. However, she normally wears her blue wig right now. Have to fix it a little. That's better. But she has a wig, so I want to give her different hairstyles. However, I didn't want to destroy her pretty long blue hair. So that's why it's on a wig now. And if you hadn't seen the wig, that is what it turned out to be. And this was the one that had the gummy fish theme, kind of. So, if you want to see the entire wig, oh wow, look how intense this is. Now, and that's how it looks like here. It was on Astrid Fizz in the video, but I have to select angles of how I put the wig on for certain camera angles, but still, that was how it looked on Astrid Fizz, even though you have to choose the wig angle according to the camera angle I use. So the next one was 26th of February. It was really interesting. So, had these animals. I like the bunny, the bear not so much. Maybe just didn't like that the colors were just too neon and bright for me. But then I originally tried to recolor it with the animals, give it a different theme. Then, whenever I've made those animals colorful, like pink and mint green, pink for the bear and mint green for the bunny, thought about cute animal theme, but then I scrapped that idea. And when I scrapped it, it turned out to become this weird monstrosity. But that was part of me doing Nicholas Mallow and Marlene Lolly Mallow cherries for the gummy fish mold thing. So you can recognize Marlene Lolly Mallow with her earrings and Nicholas Mallow with his hair. So where's the... And then they've got these features that, yes, they are distinguished by Marlene Lolly Mallow and Nicholas Mallow. Except my Nicholas Mallow doll doesn't really have eyes covered, but I sometimes like to draw him with his eyes covered, but the doll doesn't. Nicholas Mello, how are you going to see if you have like this covering your eyes? I'm weird. Don't judge me. That was for February, and now to March. And about March, I've started with Pineapple Mini Barrett. So I was getting into that weird phase of or is it a phase? Like combining transparent and not transparent cabochons. So it was a bit of an experiment. I was taking a long time to think about how to combine it. This is what happens when you make weird choices in life, but it actually turned out to be for my Nelly Fizz doll. I accidentally broke her neck peg and I had to fix her, but at least she can wear the beret on a new body. Sparkle Girls minis have like neck pegs easy to break, and that was before I've learned to fix them. Be careful, Maja Szewczak. Well, no, actually, don't throw them out. Put craft wire inside for a more posable head. I didn't try it back in the day. Now I did. And throwing away the broken neck peg bodies was actually a big regret for me now. Anyways, 12th of March, the Lychee Mallow Seafoam Bush cherries that were less of an experiment, but at least I had something prepared. It was back in that time when I had less motivation for idea Sundays, but now I have it back. Have to think for an idea Sunday for 11th of June though. So that was the cherry one. Then 19th of March, I've made Lichio the Sloth. That is Nicholas Mellow's plush toy. I was experimenting with making stuffed animals out of like cabochons, but for doll scale. I glued on the fur, and when I glued it on, it looked like something really, really strange has happened to it. Like, wow. Imagine if that really happened to your cabochons when you're not expecting it. What would you do if that happened to your cabochons when you don't expect it? Please tell me, how would you react and what would you think? Oh no. How could this happen? But in the end, I've made him the smallest removable clothes humanly possible for that sloth, and it turned out amazing. I was going to make it all blue, but I thought the all blue color palette would be too cold. So I went for orange, yellow, and purple, like to splash the colors that would be like, let's say, warm up the color palette, but still have blue in there. Then I was experimenting with making a handbag with micro pins. The micro pins were so difficult to make because they're tiny, required full attention due to the size of them. But it all paid off in the end. So that's all for March. Now we are moving to April. Now we have April. That's Kayla Coin Purse. Kayla is Nicholas Mellow's blue lychee mallow cat. I was thinking of how to turn a flower into something outrageous for the dolls, and then it turned into the Kayla purse. And this just shows how much I can push potentials of dollhouse miniatures, how far and everything. Then on 9th of April I've started to just use leftovers from the previous episode, and I had these leftovers, decided to try to use them, and wanted to learn more about making doll shoes and even improve myself at it. The shoes do come off, but they're a good size for Marlene Lolly Mallow because Marlene Lolly Mallow was the character I've made them for. So now we have 16th of April, which is the Rainbow Kate, my Shopkins doll. So there was a donut thing. Then I turned it into a hairstyle for Rainbow Kate because my Rainbow Kate from Shopkins started to have damaged hair, so I've decided to color it like orange and purple, and she looks better, and even had to cut it because of the hairstyle I wanted to give her. And this is how it turned out. Then I was doing those swan cabochons. So the swan cabochons, I've cut the heads off so could make it into a tropical pear bird. I've struggled make it pear green. Before it was olive green, then it went to Duolingo green. I couldn't get over the fact that it kind of looked like the Duolingo while. Just couldn't get over that. How much it resembled for certain reason, but in the end it is a tropical pear bird. In Nicholas Mellow Tropical Lychee Island. And that's how it turned out. And another one for April 30th. I've reused the palms and the leftover piece from the beret I did in March. And I've made the cake. The palm tree is removable, so with the palm tree thing, it is removable because it has press studs, and I really like the design of it. I wish I could make it for myself with real ingredients, but I don't have that ingredients or skill to make my dollhouse cakes. I do have skills in dough ice cakes, but I don't have it like for real baking. If I had to bake this, it wouldn't compare to the dough ice version. If I had to bake, I would honestly burn the entire thing. But that's how the cake looks like. And it was for that series. So, now we're moving to the last part of it, May. And now it's time to talk about May 2023. So it started off with the shaker window kids suitcase for dolls. So don't know how is that possible that it's like it used to be this yellow banana sunflower thing that I honestly didn't know what it was, but at least to be honest, I don't know if that's in sunflower or lots of bananas. But that's what it used to look like before it became this kid's suitcase for my dolls. I did try hard to get the shaker thing to the point that it's kind of green inside, but the whole suitcase is purple. But at least I managed to do it. And it's kind of satisfying. And it makes this sound when I shake this thing. And yes, it has a handle and everything. Can you even hear that sound? It does move, but it does make that sound. That's what the shaking sound of this makes, if you are wondering. But the suitcase, oh wow, it was giving me this Zola aesthetic with my Zola doll that I have. And yep, if you're wondering where did I get the Zola doll? Well, I made it all with my Fimo clay and craft wire. She's really tiny, the Zola doll. Her mom is a Shopkins Shoppies doll, while Zola is just a homemade Fimo clay doll. Because Zola wears lots of pink and purple, so that's why this matches her aesthetic so much. And along with the fact that she likes frogs. Pink and purple frogs. And she even has a frog on her head. The press stud thing on her head. It was one of my doll experiments, and I put it to good use in that experiment. Okay, so now we're going to talk about 14th of May. I wanted to try a micro doll with a removable wig. You know, it's like 1/24th scale, or to me it's honestly would be like a 1/36 scale doll. It's a bit big for 1/48th scale, so I would say 1/36 scale doll. It is And it looks like it. And I like how colorful it came out, because the only blue-haired doll I had at the time was Astrid Fizz. That's my own character. But this micro doll doesn't have a name. It's just a doll with a wig, but the wig came out so bulky, but in the end I made it look good, even though it's like, with the wig on, she's giving Lalaloopsy tiny. It's like my Lalaloopsy tinies dolls that I give them. Like, I glued the hair onto them, and that's what it was giving me. Me putting ponytail hair from satin ribbon on a Lalaloopsy Tinies vibe, but this isn't a Lalaloopsy Tiny, but it's kind of giving those vibes from it. You know what I mean about this. I used to like the Lalaloopsy Tinies as a kid, and now I'm 19, still like them and still has some, but not all of them are costumes, because I like customizing those. That's what I like. Okay, so now we're going to talk about 21st of May. Then it was like, I was like in the phase of like trying to use all the cabochon makeovers before June. And it ended up, I started with this and ended up with this colorful thing. And the whole idea behind the fact that it's like the fish tassels are like at the bottom. They're not tassels, but you get the idea. They're like fish. So it was supposed to represent the gummy fish thing that is like floating right at the bottom of it. So it's like fantasizing the way that it's Gummy Fish River, and under the backpack there's a river, but there isn't. Just the fantasy thing from this backpack. And to be honest, it's really colorful compared to the black Lychee Mallow Seafoam Bush. So they've got 3 different vibes there. And I did drawings inspired by them. That's the black backpack that I did a drawing inspired by. And the colorful one, that's the inspired drawing for it. Wow, what a contrast with colors, vibes, moods, and things like it. It's like the dark drawing has like rain on it, and it's like night scene, raining, and yes, the Lychee Lolly Mallow beach at night, and something is glowing to make it dramatic, but not too dark. Wow, this is so colorful, and yep, represents the Gummy Fish River thing. That's like really fun, happy, colorful. That's the whole vibe and mood of this. So, These were my drawings inspired by it. Now the last one I'm going to talk about, Brina Sparkles. I was trying the clothes that didn't fit Brina Sparkles on Candy Sparkles, so I did have to make an outfit. I've used the leftovers, even though I did give Candy Sparkles the new joints. Then I had those cabochon makeovers that went to give Brina Sparkles these koala features. This koala looks so koala-like that it's like, how could you believe that? I've used it. I'm the only one who would know it just by looking at it, because this koala, to be honest, it looks like and doesn't feel like I've used them, but I did. If I had to show this to a person in real life, they would say, "Oh wow, what did you use to make it?" Or they would say, "Wow, how is that even possible that you've just glued on cabochons and now it looks like this?" Well, people think that my talents are like, how did I even get them? Some people think like, how is that possible that you're so talented? I get that from lots of people, not that I'm bragging or anything, but that's the truth. They always ask me those questions. I have a lot to show them while talking about my interests as an autistic person, and people think that I'm so talented, and besides, people are like, have lots of questions on how did I do it all, like. Well, for these people, if you watched my YouTube channel, you'll probably understand the process, because that's like the videos you have to trust the process to understand what it is and how it's being made. Okay, so that's the end of the video and the summary of all the cabochon makeovers that I called them Idea Sundays. Were made from January till June 2023. Oh, by the way, there's a surprise coming on 11th of June. So, make sure to subscribe and give me a subscribe with the post notification bell button, because when you press the bell button, you're going to get notified when I get to upload a new video or another Idea Sunday, and you will not miss it because your phone or tablet will give you a notification to watch it when it comes out or when I post it. So anyways, that was my summary. What did you think of my cabochon makeovers? And which one is your favorite? Please tell me, because I want to know. And bye, Szewczak. See you in another video. Bye.